Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to On the Bride Side by Bon Bon Belle. Woo! I am Hannah.
And I'm Alyssa.
And you might be finding us, like I said, from Bon Bon Belle. We wanted to start a little podcast for our brides, give some tips, tricks, some of our expertise.
Yeah.
And why should you trust that? Where are our origins from?
Yeah. So I am the senior marketing manager right now at Bon Bon Belle. I've been here for the last 3.5 years. I originally started working for Bon Bon Belle and Mercantile Hall and doing marketing for venues and bridal. And then eventually, as the brands grew, I split just to solely bridal. But I do have a little bit of venue experience as well as bridal. So we've got some stuff to share, some stories, little expertise. Yeah.
Right.
Things we can pass on. We've worked with thousands of brides over the last 3.5 years, let alone Bon Bon Belle has been around for 11 years. So
Crazy.
that's got to be at least 10,000 brides at this point, which is
Wild.
insane to think about.
That is super cool to think about.
Yeah.
I love that.
That we've been a part of that many people's love stories.
And if you're listening, hey.
Hi. Thank you for supporting us still.
Love.
What about you? Tell us about yourself.
Started as a bridal stylist at Bon Bon Belle. I started 3 years ago. It was 3 years in June. So started on the floor, helping brides find their dress. Such a fun job. I was in love with it. I remember when I interviewed, they were like, yeah, when people start working for us, they never leave because it's so fun. And I was like, ha ha ha.
Right. Like it's just going to be like a summer job.
Because that was like totally my intention. Because I was like, nah, just summer job, whatever. And then here I am.
Yeah. We got
3
her.
years later. I transitioned to marketing about, like a year and a half ago, something like that. And I love it just the same. I love still being able to be involved with brides and hear their stories, but just love the marketing aspect of it. So, yeah.
So a little bit more background about Bon Bon Belle. We've been around for 11 years now. That's our flagship store. We just opened a second location in May of this year, right in Madison, Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. She is beautiful.
Gorgeous.
It's a beautiful store. And our parent brand is actually Be-Do Brands. So you have both Bon Bon Belle locations, and then we have Mercantile Hall, which is a wedding venue in the heart of downtown Burlington. It's super industrial, just a gorgeous wedding venue.
Ceilings, brick. It's beautiful.
The exposed brick is everything. Mm-hmm. And our first location is actually located right upstairs from Mercantile Hall. So if you use both of us, we'll bring your wedding dress down to like your bridal suite day of.
One-stop shop.
Yeah. And then we also have a 10 South venue.
That one is in Janesville, Wisconsin. Super gorgeous. It used to be an armory.
Yes, the National Guard Armory.
Yeah. And then it was turned into a dinner theater.
Correct.
And then we bought it and we made it into a wedding venue. So quite a rich history there. We're super, super proud of that history. Cream colored brick. It's gorgeous. We have a little outdoor space there as well.
Yeah. The hearth patio. Both of our venues actually have outdoor spaces.
Yeah.
So Mercantile Hall has the herb garden and 10 South has the hearth patio.
Yeah. The 10 South is a little bit bigger than Mercantile Hall, but like very similar vibes. Like that exposed brick is super gorgeous.
Yep.
The getting ready suites are beautiful.
Yeah.
Love them. It's beautiful. I love 10 South. Selfishly, I want to get married there one day.
Yeah.
So.
We'll put their socials in the bio so you guys can go check them out as well because they're stunning.
We love our siblings.
Especially when there's a Bon Bon Belle dress getting married in one of
God.
the venues.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah.
So kind of going back to what we were talking about in the start too is like, why did we start this podcast? Why do you guys want to hear us talk?
Yeah.
All that good stuff. We, from both of our experiences in both marketing and, bridal styling, all of that, we've heard a lot of questions come through the door. We get DMs, emails, calls every day about a bunch of questions from A to Z.
Yeah.
Everything that you could ever want to know about bridal. And we wanted a source for people to come to listen to, whether that's your drive to work, if you're putting on your makeup in the morning, if you're, just to spend an hour with us and hang out and just chill. So we'll share a little bit of our advice, a little bit of our tips, tricks, expertise. And then we also want to share some stories that we found from Reddit. Because that's not super popular right now.
No one else is doing that yet.
This is original, 100%. But we want to share some of those stories just to tie back into, what other people are experiencing, what real brides are experiencing. Along with that, we now have our own subreddit. Woo. It is r/onthebrideside. If you'd like to check it out, we also have an email, which is onthebrideside@bonbonbell.com. So if you have any stories that you want to get out there, whether it's, something that you experienced in the past where you just want to hear us talk about it, we'll totally do that. If it's advice that you have, questions, anything like that, we would love to hear what you have to say.
So write in.
Please. Or DM us, anything like that. We have so many points of contact.
Right. You will hear from us.
You'll reach us somehow. So for today's episode, we wanted to pick a theme that encompasses your planning process. And before you actually get into the appointment, what do you have to prep? And one of those things that is super important is selecting your vibe. Yeah. Which could change when you walk in the door. Right. But a lot of people have their vibe picked out before they come in, whether that's black tie. I've seen a lot of coastal, blue and white, super pretty tones like that. Yeah. But a lot of people have, those type of themes picked out. So we wanted to talk about if you're at square one and you have no idea how to figure that out, here's some ways you can figure it out.
Yeah. Let's talk vibe.
Let's talk vibe, baby. Transition. Okay.
So another shameless plug. If you need some inspo, go to TikTok, especially ours. There is so much gown inspo. Yeah. But also TikTok is a fantastic way to see what other people are doing, see what you like, see what you don't like. There's just TikTok and Pinterest. Yeah. Are just wealths of knowledge and inspiration.
They are the wedding encyclopedia. They have everything that you could ever want from,
oh my gosh,
decor to
florals,
table numbers.
Yeah. The table numbers people are doing now and the place card settings and
off topic but on topic. I just saw a TikTok where they bought sheets of stone or concrete from Home Depot. They took it home and they smashed it on the ground to make ragged edges on it so they could put it as their table numbers. It looks so cool.
That's awesome.
Perfect for mountain kind of wedding because it kind of looked like little mountains. It was really cute.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's on TikTok. Something I would never think of.
Yeah. I don't know why I pictured a huge slab and I was like, they did what? Didn't the whole thing just shatter?
It was
12 by 12 inches.
Yeah, something like that. It wasn't
I'm thinking this huge seating chart.
By 12 foot.
Yeah, and I was they just threw it on the ground. How did that work? I'm with you now.
It was super satisfying to watch. I'm to get out some wedding planning stress, to smash some concrete on the ground.
It's your own little rage room.
Right? Why not? We love Pinterest so much.
I'm always on Pinterest. Pinterest and Lemonade has kind of been coming up where I'll get the push notifications from them and I'm man, this algorithm knows me.
Lemonade gets me. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie because I do the same thing. I'll get a notification. I'm
okay, I'll click on it. But yeah, Pinterest. Are your boards still accurate? Did you have a board growing up of your wedding day? Because I know I did.
So this is kind of funny. Because I didn't have boards growing up in high school. A lot of people have them, or even middle school. I never had that. I don't know why. I feel I couldn't picture it until I actually got in a good relationship. Fair. And with the partner I'm with now, I remember we were together for probably about 6 months to a year. And then I finally started going through and, looking and planning. And I was like, oh my gosh, wait, I'm planning my wedding on Pinterest. That being said, that's been it's a year ago now. Yeah. Not accurate at all. I looked through them before. To think what a year can do, I thought it would be completely accurate. Not at all. My colors are different. My dress style is different. Yeah. everything is different about it because I originally wanted long sleeves, super floral long sleeves, and like a sweetheart neckline. Not at all. Totally not my vibe at all.
Yeah, mine either. I just pulled up my Pinterest board. I'm trying to see when is this from?
Oh, jeez. Let me guess.
Okay.
I'm going to say you started your board in 2018.
What was 6 years ago? Yeah.
Oh my
2018
gosh!
was 6 years ago.
Not planned, I promise. That was just a complete guess.
So I started my board 6 years ago. Not in a relationship. I just assume everyone that meets me wants to marry me.
Of course.
As they should.
True.
But like Hannah said, just being in the bridal industry now and being able to try on all of these new gowns that come in, I know exactly what I want. And these dresses are the complete opposite. They're long sleeve, full lace ball gowns, and I would never.
Right.
And even some of the decor, it's very, I'll show Hannah. It's very rustic for me.
Yeah, this is not to say that that's a bad vibe. It's just
It's not
knowing
my
Alyssa,
vibe.
totally not her vibe at all. Like I could never see you having a wedding like that.
No.
That's so interesting.
This
I
board
think-
is secret. No one can see
Mine
it.
is too. I have a private board.
There's like 287 pins.
She's been pinning.
Yeah.
She's been
Even
going
I have
crazy.
engagement rings on here, and they're all like square. I don't know. What's
My
like
engagement
cushion
rings
cut.
are
But now I'm like,
accurate.
I want an oval.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did like.
I did look through mine earlier, and my rings are accurate, which is good because that means longevity. It stood the test of time.
Mine did not.
Well, time to find it. Well, what's your vibe now?
I think clean, classic. I would want bridesmaids in all black, like something that's gonna age well,
Yeah.
and not pick like. My favorite color is burnt orange, but I'm not gonna make my bridesmaids wear burnt orange because I don't think that's gonna age well for me personally.
Right.
So I think just doing something classic that's timeless.
I like that.
Yeah,
I think that's smart.
thank you.
I used to be big into
But then I don't know because I see I see the something blue trends on TikTok where
Yeah.
like the bridesmaids are all in different shades of blue, and I'm like, oh,
but that is
that's
pretty
really
classic
cool.
still.
Yeah,
Because like the something blue, like you said, that's still pretty classic.
but we look at so everyone's doing the mix and match bridesmaid dresses
Yeah.
now. Are we gonna look back on that in 10 years and be like, what were we doing? Like
don't
when we
know.
look back at, I don't even know, like 2007 weddings, and we're like, why?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what's really hard about like trendier things for me is because you never know what's going to age well or what will come back.
Yeah.
Because it might go out in 10 years and then come back in 20.
Right.
You have no idea.
But I guess at the end of the day, if it's what you like, then
True.
stick to that.
And
Don't worry
also-
about how it's going to age.
You have fond memories of that day anyway. So, I mean, my mom had like teal bridesmaid dresses, like true dark teal. And she looks back and she's like, why did I do that? But she's like, they were pretty. And
Yeah.
she like they were gorgeous, beautiful dresses. But she's like, I would never pick that now.
My mom was kind of ahead of her time. She
Okay.
had like black velvet bridesmaid dresses.
Trendsetter.
But they had like this like collar, almost like a white off the shoulder.
Oh.
Yeah. So like hers are coming back in
I
style.
was gonna say black velvet's like super in.
Yeah. I wonder if I can find a photo. I have so many wedding photos on my phone that I don't think. Like, where's the one from the 90s?
Can I separate that in my years on
Right.
photos? I used to be super into navy and dark green, which I still am as colors in general. They're two of my favorite colors. But for a wedding now, I'm shifting more towards the multicolor,
Yeah.
which again is trendy right now. But I think it's fun.
Yeah.
It's one of those days where, I mean, it's your wedding. You know,
Right.
it's the day to go all out.
Yeah. At one point, I was convinced I was going to do olive green. And then I was like, no, maybe like an emerald green. And now I'm like, I'm not doing green.
Yeah.
Just, I want something Simple, classic. And I feel like that fits my vibe as a person.
Right. All black works. That's pretty much
I'm going to make
classic to a T.
everyone that comes to the wedding wear black. Have you seen those weddings with
I
the
have.
dress codes?
Yeah.
I kind of dig it.
I've seen ones where they have everybody dress in all black and then they wear red or something.
Yeah.
Or everybody dresses in all white and they wear red or something.
Right.
That's pretty cool too. Because you'd expect all white to be like, oh, I'm wearing white to a wedding.
Right.
It's like, boom, I'm in a red dress.
But I even kind of they've been sending out color palettes on the invites. And I'm like, I kind of dig a little dress code. But I think that's just me having, needing to be in control. So I'm like, wear these colors so that my photos look wonderful,
This
please.
turned into your therapy session
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah.
Going off of finding your vibe, another really important part of your vibe is also how you want to feel in your wedding dress. I feel like vibe and feel are very interchangeable when it comes to talking about the same topic. But a big thing that we have in our store, at least, is when you put on a dress and you're questioning, is this my dress? Do I even like this? Do I like something else? What elements do I like or not like?
Right.
We will say, how do you want to feel on your wedding day? So do you want to feel beautiful? Do you want to feel classy? Do you want to feel sexy? Do you want to feel any number of things?
Right.
And I feel like that's a really good rule of thumb to navigate the vibe that you're going for in everything, because you could translate that to a lot of other aspects in your wedding, whether that be, like you said, bridesmaid dresses or decor, anything like that. You can go more cute with it, or you could go more classic or black tie with it. So tying in a lot of that is very nice during the bridal appointment to kind of settle, to be like,
I think it definitely depends on your venue too, where you're actually getting married.
Very true.
We've seen a lot of brides that will pick their gowns with their venue in mind to make sure, I don't want to look out of place. If you're getting married in, let's say, an art museum, but you get a really boho or country gown. So we've seen brides do that as well, where they're I'm going to pick something clean and classic because my venue is also clean and classic.
Right. I've had a lot of people come in without their venue and buy their dress first.
Yeah.
And then determine their venue off of their dress.
Which is iconic.
That is pretty. I feel like I'm going to do the same thing, to be honest.
Well, yeah, because my dress is picked out. My venue is not.
That makes sense in our industry. Everybody else is like, are you for real? Yes.
Yeah.
I am for real. Next as well, a big thing with vibe is also the budget, which I know can be kind of a touchy subject for some people.
Yeah.
Totally understand that. A really big tip that I would love to tell every bride is to keep your budget in line with your vibe. And what I mean by that is your vibe can be matched at a lot of different price ranges.
Yeah.
If you want something classic, like you were talking about, you can find dresses that are at a lower price point, and then you can find some that are a higher price point with some additional elements to them. But the vibe is still there in both ranges.
Yeah.
So basically what I mean is, if you know that you want a dress that is dripped out in glitter and sequins and beads, all the things you could ever want on a dress, but your budget is $1,000, it might not be as feasible.
You can, get as close, we'll try and get you as close as we can to that vision, but something with all of our gowns are handmade, they're hand sewn. So something with all of that intricate detail and beading is going to cost more. It's just a fact.
Right. And a lot of that too is your bridal consultant is going to be your best friend for this entire trip. She is there to help you find your dress, and having that trust in them and building that relationship with them is going to be so beneficial in the end.
Yeah.
Because if you tell them the vibe that you're going for and the budget that you have, they will work to find something.
And they are 1,000% on your team. They're team bride. They're going to do what you say. They're not going to, listen to your party. Well, they'll take input from your party, but what you say goes. You are the most important person there.
Yes. So if your vibe is your vibe, don't let anybody else change that.
Period.
That's your vibe. And that's so awesome for you. We want to embrace that.
Yeah.
Especially, I've had so many people come in with themes I've never heard of before. I'm like, yeah.
What did we recently have? It was like garden, pixie, fairy, but I was like,
Oh my
or like
gosh.
almost like elven. And
I
was like,
love that.
yeah.
That's so fun.
So there's so many themes to pick from. Get on social media, find inspo, find what you like, and stick to it.
Go on forums like Reddit.
Yeah.
Transition.
Especially Reddit on the bride side.
Yeah. That was correct terminology.
Okay.
So we're going to transition a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to start reading some of the stories that we have. I have curated a selection for us to read through and help out some brides out there, give some of our input. You guys could be going through something similar as well, you as listeners. So we really want to provide as much context as possible and to help you as much as we possibly can.
Yeah, let's get into these bridal blunders.
Whoop, whoop.
Here's a... Oh,
hey! Yeah.
We love playing with the
soundboard.
The soundboard
is great.
Is everything. There's so many sound effects.
There is a whole selection of soundboard sounds that are just farts, but we decided not to do that.
They are programmed on here, but we said, better not.
Maybe one day, if you guys ask for it enough, I might throw in a fart.
No, we're not. Edit that out.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Bridal blunders.
First story of the day. This is from r/advice. This is from a year ago.
Okay.
So the title is, I want a black wedding dress, but no one else wants me to wear one. I, 28 years old, non-binary, and my partner, 20 male, have plans to marry within the next 2 years. We have roughly planned our wedding. Of course, I'm doing the exciting browsing of venues, dresses, and so forth. I have a darker sense of fashion, and I don't like the way white looks on me. I have fallen in love with black wedding dresses. My partner hates this idea, and I know my conservative family will hate it more. Normally, I don't care what they think, and I do what I want. However, for my wedding, I really want my partner to like what he sees. Additionally, I don't want to deal with crazy looks from my family. What should I do? It's a toughie.
That's tough because right off the bat, I just want to be like, yes, absolutely, wear what you want, get the black wedding dress. But I get being concerned for your partner and their family and...
True. I 100% agree.
I'm torn.
I know. It is very much a 50-50 for me because of... They make great points here. Yeah. To be like, well, I don't really like how I look in white. I want my partner to be happy, but I know that I love how I look in black. And also the concern of looks from others at the wedding.
Right.
I totally get that.
And especially, dealing with his family, like thinking that they're going to hate it and that her partner is going to hate it. So I don't know. I feel like there has to be like a compromise out there for them to feel like they still feel like themselves.
My gut reaction is to do a white dress for the wedding. It could be more alternative, and that's, totally cool. But then they could change into a black reception dress.
Okay. I can see that.
That would be kind of cool, or vice versa, depending on, whatever vibe you want to go with. But I think that would kind of marry the two ideas together.
That's a good solution.
The only thing that is, it's annoying sometimes. Because in my head, like you said, I'm like, they should do whatever they want. It's their body,
their day.
They want to look the way that they want to look. But at the same time, I'm like, well, it is also a marriage.
It's his day as well.
Right. So that's where it's hard sometimes. And I totally get that. I want to go through the comments, see what people say.
First comment says, you should get something that both your partner and you would like. It's both of your day. You don't need to wear white if that's not your thing, but it doesn't have to be something he hates. That's fair.
That is fair.
Like compromising. And even there's white gowns out there that have like black appliques, or it's kind of a mix of both. So like you could,
that would
best
be a really
of both
good idea.
worlds. Yeah.
because I've seen a lot of dresses like that.
Yeah.
And they are super pretty. But you do get that mix of bridal with a more alternative feel.
Right.
That's a really good idea. I like that a lot, actually. I wonder if it's kind of more of a sit-down conversation to be like, hey,
Yeah.
do you really hate this idea? Do you have a vision of me in your head? Or would you hate me if I did this? I really just don't feel comfortable in white.
Right.
Because it could be something where, I mean, I don't know. They write it and they say that he hates it, which is pretty harsh. But it could be one of those things where it was a passing comment to say, oh, I hate black wedding dresses.
Right.
I even think if I said something to my partner, he would probably say, oh, I don't like black wedding dresses. But if it got to the day of our wedding or, wedding planning process, and I said, I know you said it in the past, but I really, really like how black looks on me. I really want a black wedding dress.
Yeah.
I would find it hard to believe that my partner would say, no, you can't do that.
If they fully support who I am as a person and they want to marry me, then I think they would respect my decision.
Yeah, I agree.
Another comment says, go dress shopping, try on some black dresses, try on some white dresses with black accents, just try on plain old white dresses and see which one you feel the most like a bride in.
Yeah.
Because you never know. You could find a gown in ivory or a gown in black that you're like, this is the one.
That's
if
true.
you haven't tried on bridal gowns before, because it's unlike any other dress.
Yeah. I have had this happen, actually. I had a bride that came in and she was looking for a black wedding dress. She very much was, I really want a black wedding dress. I know this is what I'm going to get. And she found a dress in ivory and she loved it. And she was so happy with it. And she was totally gung-ho about a black wedding dress and her opinion totally changed. So sometimes it is helpful just to go
and see what's out there
and look. Because even not even dress shop or wedding dress shopping, just in general, there are some times where I'm like, oh, I'm going to love how this looks on me. I'm going to go to Target and try it on.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't like this at all.
No.
So it's always beneficial to go and try it on.
Yeah. So I think final advice, go try gowns on, see what you even like in person on your body, and sit down with your partner and talk with them and express to them how important this is to you and how this is your day as well. And you want to feel comfortable and like your best self.
Yeah.
Whatever color dress that is.
Yeah. I really like the white dress with black accents.
Yeah. It's a nice little compromise for the traditional family. And if he wants something more traditional as well.
I think this is solvable.
Yeah.
This is solvable for sure.
Just gotta talk.
Right.
Talk it out.
And to worry about everybody looking at you a certain way.
They are going to be looking at you. You are the center of attention that day.
True.
They are going to be looking.
In the best way possible.
Regardless. Yeah.
Yes. Do you want to read the second story?
Yeah. What do we have next? All right. How do I tell? So this is also from our advice. How do I tell my close friend that her handmade wedding dress is a disaster? I don't think you tell her. But my 27 close friend, 27 female, is getting married in 3 months. She just sent me a picture of her wedding dress that she handmade from scratch. This is her first time making any sort of dress. The dress itself is ill-fitting, the style is not cohesive, and it doesn't look like a wedding dress. The material, even though she might have paid a lot for it, in parentheses, looks very cheap. I want to tell her in the nicest way that it might be better to change directions and buy a store-bought gown. I want to emphasize that she is a very beautiful woman and the dress is not doing anything for her shape. Also, I don't want her to look bad in front of family and friends or to regret it when she looks back on it. How do I go about doing so without hurting her feelings and minimizing her hard work?
You don't. I don't think you do. I think from what you just read, a lot of this seems very, I always mix up these words. Subjective, that's opinionated, right? Not objective.
Correct.
So it's subjective.
I don't know.
Quick Google.
Yeah.
Subjective.
Google search, sponsored by
Yes.
Bon Bon Bell.
It is subjective. See, we
Yeah.
learn something new every day.
So
Yeah.
I agree. Because she doesn't, like, this is just her opinion.
Yeah.
The bride could feel so proud of what she made and, like, she loves it. She loves how it looks. So it's her day.
Right. Well, and the keywords that throw me off are that it doesn't look cohesive.
Right.
And that it doesn't look like a wedding dress. That is so subjective because there are some people that will wear jumpsuits and that's their wedding outfit. And that's not the quote unquote conventional thing to wear, but it's still their bridal outfit and they feel awesome in it.
Right.
So to say it doesn't look like a wedding dress, that's just a complete opinion at that point.
Yeah.
And also the ill fitting, it's 3 months out. It's still, it could be a work in progress still.
Right.
She's still trying to.
I'm sure she's not
figure it
going to
out.
do like final alterations until like a month before. That's normally what we see.
Right.
So, yeah.
I don't
think that you tell her. Because then you're just going to make her, if you tell her and she's so proud, she loves this, and you tell her that you think it's a disaster, that's just going to like break her heart.
I think the only thing I would say with the concern about how it's ill-fitting, I might bring up and say, hey, like whatever it is, it looks a little bit baggy in the waist or something like that. Like, are you planning on
Like bringing it
that
in?
in?
Yeah.
Or, because that could be something, I don't think that that's out of line to say.
Yeah.
And they could justify it like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Thank you so much.
Right.
And that's more so you looking out for her in that regard. To say that you hate the way it looks because of the design of it, she designed that.
Right.
And
this
if
is
she's
what she
proud
picked.
of it,
Yeah.
then she's proud of it.
Yeah.
I don't think you should say anything that's not good.
Especially don't say it's a disaster.
No, not at all.
Because she's probably so proud. I would love to see the brides follow up on this. But
Well, 3 months out too.
yeah, this was 2 years ago, so I wonder what happened.
Yeah, I want context.
Top comment on this is it's her wedding and she gets to do what she wants. Plenty of weddings have ugly dresses, tacky decorations, and more. But all that matters is that she's happy, and if she likes the dress, I'd leave it.
That's also subjective, but I get the
Correct.
point.
Yeah.
Everybody, again, tying back to vibe. Everybody has their own vibe.
Right.
And what I think is not flattering, you could think is the most amazing thing ever.
Right.
But I'm not going to be like, I don't like that, so you shouldn't like that. That's not how this works.
No.
So I don't think that she says anything, but if she wants to help a little bit.
Yeah, just say something about like the fit.
Yes.
That's it. Nothing about the vibe, nothing about the material. She can't change the material at this point. The dress is made.
Right.
So that is not going to be constructive feedback.
No, not at all. If anything, that will stress her out to the max.
Yeah.
Especially with the wording, how do I tell her it's a disaster? Absolutely don't do that.
I would just feel, I personally, if someone told me this about my gown,
Yeah.
I would then feel so anxious the rest of the day because I'd be like, well, it's too late. Where am I going to get another dress?
Yeah.
I've been working on this. I can't just recreate a new one in 3 months.
Right.
So I would feel just so anxious the rest of the day. Like
Right.
everyone's looking, everyone hates my dress. They know I made it. Yeah. Just don't say anything.
I wish we had a picture of the dress.
Me too.
Because again, with her saying that it doesn't, what did she say? That it's not cohesive. I want to know what she means by that. Is it the color? Is it the pattern? Is it
Right.
the style, the cut? I don't know. I'm curious to see what it looks like. It was probably fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask her about the fit. Past that, don't say anything else.
Exactly.
Case closed. Nice.
I was trying to do like a
The director clap thing. Gotcha. Yeah.
She's with me.
What are those called?
Clackers?
Clackers are the
Director.
balls on a string.
Oh, director.
Board.
Board?
Director clapboard.
Cutboard.
Is it called a cutboard?
No.
Oh.
Hold on.
I got excited.
Amazon says I can get a professional vintage TV movie film clapboard, slate cut, prop director, clapper, black.
Full title.
So it's a movie film clapboard slate cut prop director clapper in black.
Add it to the cart.
Also comes in ivory.
Oh, wow. How bridal of them.
Not white because it's like an off-white. It comes in white and ivory.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, let's move on to the next and final story that we have here.
Okay.
This one is from r/wedding. This was posted 9 months ago, so still fairly recent. They want help with something, okay? Title is, help me feel better about not getting my quote-unquote dream dress. I've never used Reddit before, but honestly, this has been on my mind a lot, and I decided to ask strangers on the internet to help me feel better about it.
Relatable.
My fiance and I are paying for the whole wedding ourselves without any help, and as you may know, weddings are stupid expensive, and we just don't have a lot of money to allot towards the wedding. We've done a killer job budgeting and gotten the total cost down to around $5,000 with everything with everything even food.
Wow, that's
cheap.
unheard of.
I was gonna say. I tried to go really cheap on the dress, but quickly realized you can only go so cheap without the dress looking cheap. LOL. I managed to find a dress that was $200 and it had a built-in bustle. The hem was a good length. I could wear unaltered with heels. I'm really short, so this was huge for me. I basically didn't have to get any alterations done, which can almost double the price of the dress. The problem is that it's not my dream dress at all. When I first got engaged, we went dress shopping and I found this dress that was perfect, but I already went into it knowing I wouldn't buy anything that day because I couldn't afford it. At the time, that dress was 60% off and around $400. The lady estimated another $300 for alterations, which I kind of believe because it was a lot of fabric. I think what makes me sad about it is that maybe 4 years ago, long before we got engaged, my fiance drew me a picture based on what I said I wanted my wedding dress to look like, and this dress was that dress. I was never the type of person to have a dream wedding, quote unquote. I haven't really cared about anything as far as decor or whatever, except for as cheap as possible. The only thing that I had ever thought about is what dress I wanted, and it's even worse with the special memory with my fiance. I feel absolutely gutted that I can't afford it. I keep trying to tell myself it's one day and a dress I'll never wear again, so it's not worth quadrupling the dress budget over. My fiance thinks I should buy the dress because I've done so good cutting costs everywhere else, but every time I think about adding an additional grant to what we're already paying, I just can't justify it. But I keep thinking about it, and it's really my only regret about this whole wedding. So I'm hoping to hear some input from people saying that I don't need a dream dress to make the day special. The one I bought isn't a completely different style or anything. They're both ball gowns, and I should be able to add on cap sleeves, but it's just that the other dress is exactly like the one my fiance drew for me, and I really liked it. Thanks for any advice in advance. Smiley face.
This is hard.
Because
in our industry, and if this was me personally, I would absolutely go buy the dream dress.
Yep.
I know it's one day, but it's one day that you're going to look back on for the rest of your life. You're going to look at these photos hung up around your house, send them out on Christmas cards. Your kids are going to look at them. Your grandkids are going to look at them.
Right.
So what do you think?
I think everybody has different perspectives on what they splurge on in a wedding. I've heard people say, I've gotten my costs down low on everything else, but I splurged on flowers or I splurged on this. From what it sounds like, they saved so much money on everything they've done so far.
Yeah.
I think that they've saved in almost every aspect. And I feel like this might be her splurge point.
I think so. Especially if her fiance is telling her to buy the dress and you have his support.
Yeah.
I would do it.
I would too. But I also understand her perspective on it as well.
And yeah.
It is hard. And
it's a hard cost to justify.
Yes. Well, the way that I justify it sometimes is, if I have a daughter down the line and if she ever wanted it for it's super trendy right now to turn your mom's wedding dress into a reception dress.
Yeah. Or even wear to the bridal shower. I've seen people make a corset out of the top and then they wear it with jeans and it's super cute.
Right. So I think that everything is repurposable, whether that be in that aspect, whether that be, I've seen people do stuff for babies.
Yeah.
Which is
right.
super cool.
Christening gowns.
Yeah.
If you do that or any type of things.
Yeah.
People have even made it into little jackets for their dogs to wear on their wedding day.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, or like little collars that are made from like the lace of your gown.
That's so cute.
Right. But that's more for like a day of, but that's something that you could do with like the alteration scraps if you had to go and spend more money to get alterations done.
Also, giving our expert take on this and our expert perspective on this, $400 for a wedding dress? That's your dream wedding dress?
That's a steal.
That's almost a sign to me.
Yeah. That is a steal.
It
$300 for alteration seems a bit high, depending if she just needs it hemmed.
Right.
But fun alterations fact of the day. Hit me with the sound effect. Alterations fact of the day. That they actually, depending how many layers your gown is, they charge per layer when they're hemming it. So let's say you have crinoline and tulle, and then you have like satin or crepe. Obviously, this is just random materials.
This is crazy dress.
Yeah. But they will charge per layer. So if you just have if it's just a crepe gown with nothing underneath, it's going to be a lot more affordable to get that hemmed versus getting a ball gown hemmed. Oh, she did say it was a ball gown.
There's a lot of layers, So
there's a lot of
might
tulle.
Be accurate, but still to stay under $1,000 total.
Yeah, that's even with the $200 dress she bought.
Right. And to know that it's your favorite dress, because she's even saying, in alterations, I can add cap sleeves to it. And, I think that she is trying to get advice to try to talk herself out of it. But I think she really likes it.
She should.
And I think that sometimes there's a lot of judgment cast onto brides that want a dress like that. Because like she said, a lot of argument is, well, you only wear it for one day. You don't need to spend all that money on a dress. You only wear it for one day. But that is the day.
It's like one of the most important days of your life.
Right.
So
Pictures everywhere.
To me, at the end of the day, that's always going to be worth it.
I agree.
And especially if it's just like the one that her fiance drew for her.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's how he's already picturing you on your wedding day. Just get the dress.
I know.
What's the first comment say? I'll offer a somewhat different perspective here. I got the dress, loved it so much, even canceled the first dress I bought in order to get it in, spent the extra money to get it, had it preserved, couldn't bear to part with it. When my son was getting married, my kids and his fiance wanted to see me in my dress. Oh. So I took it out of the box and put it on. I felt absolutely nothing. Wait, what? I felt absolutely nothing. It was still beautiful, but it just didn't matter. I guess my point is that in the end, it's not the dress that makes everything so special about the day. It's the love and the happiness and being surrounded by people who share and celebrate your joy. I would have felt all those things if I had worn the first dress. Whatever you decide to do, I hope your day is filled with love and happiness.
I can see that perspective. The problem with this is that everybody is so different. So we're giving our advice, but truly this is our personal take on it. I'm a very emotional person, and I know for a fact that if I did what that commenter just did, I would be crying putting it on however many years later.
Me too.
I just know that about myself.
Even when I see my dress in store that I'm going to buy, I'm like, oh,
she's beautiful.
I'm like, no one else look at her. Like, I'm going to go hide her in the back.
Put her in a glass box.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I totally get that perspective, and I think it's very comforting in that way. And the OP even says that I actually love this perspective. I didn't think about it that way, which I didn't either. That is a good perspective. That's a good take. But I don't know. My fear with this, or I guess my perspective and how I would feel is I would always be thinking about the dress I didn't get. Like I would have that like dress regret. Right. I would just be so unsure about whether I made the right decision. Is there even a right decision? Who really knows?
Right.
But I think I would have a lot of regret in her shoes. But she could listen to that perspective and feel similar. Right. So who knows?
I just went to her profile to see if she had posted an update, but there's nothing yet.
That's so upsetting.
But yeah, I would get it. Your fiance's on board for you to get it. You've cut so many costs otherwise.
Yeah.
And this is your dream gown. I think it's an easy answer. But if you financially can't do it, don't do it. If it's just going to put you in the hole, don't go into more debt.
That's a good perspective to have too. And that's true. Actually, I didn't think about that aspect. She already does have the first dress.
Right.
That would be hard because it's not like a tank top from Target. You can't just bring the receipt back.
Right. Yeah, you can't return it. I'm sure she signed a contract saying
Right.
that once it leaves the store, blah, blah, blah.
Right. You can try to resell it, but that's hard too.
Facebook Marketplace, Still White, there are.
Right.
If you guys need resale options, let us know. We have quite the list.
Hard's not the right thing to say. More so unpredictable because you don't know who's going to buy it and when they're going to buy it.
Right. Because it definitely takes a certain type of bride that's going to want to buy.
Right. Especially for such a large occasion too.
Exactly.
So that is another thing I didn't think of is if I already committed that much money to the dress and then thinking about buying a whole other wedding dress, that would be kind of hard for me to justify.
I think I would still do it.
I personally would still do it,
Mm-hmm.
but I do not envy her in this situation.
No,
I do want to know what happens.
I know.
Though.
I hope it all works out.
I'm trying to see if there's any comments about it, but I don't think so. Well, there is a comment here 9 months ago. She says, "I think that my priorities are saving money," and if that's your priority,
then
I mean,
skip. You're
I would
still
skip
gonna
it.
have a fantastic wedding day.
Right. Totally. And if you can make it your vibe by adding the sleeves that you were talking
Vibe check.
about.
Yeah.
Vibe
If
check.
you can add the little cap sleeve that make it similar to the drawing, do it.
Right.
And that's definitely more cost effective than buying an entirely
100%.
new gown.
I was going to say, because even custom alterations on a $200 dress, you'd still be saving money, I think.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to get an alteration specialist on here.
Oh my gosh, stay tuned.
Yeah.
One day.
We will get all of the alterations tea.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. It just goes back to vibe.
Right.
What is going to fit the vibe of your day?
Right. And if your vibe is saving money,
yeah,
then she already has the dress.
And we can offer our opinion, our subjective.
Hey, new vocab word of the day.
We can offer our opinion as much as we can, but at the end of the day, it's your wedding, it's your vibe. You have to pick something that you love and that reflects you as a person. Totally.
I 100% agree. Very good take.
Thank you.
Is that the PSA for the day?
Oh, what's the PSA for the day?
Wait.
Yeah.
Ready?
PSA of the day. I don't even know what it is. Vibe. Just, it's your vibe. Vibe check.
PSA
That's
of
it.
the day. Vibe
Vibe check. But
cut the cameras.
Cut. Thank you for joining us on the Bride Side. I'm Alyssa. No, I'm kidding. PSA of the day. Do what you want. It's your day. Pick something that reflects you as a person.
Good PSA.
Thank you.
This has been approved. I
am Alyssa Schultz, and I approve this message.
Boom.
That's it.
I think that's the end.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us on the Bride
Yes.
Side.
We are so excited to take you guys on this journey along with us.
Yes. Please subscribe, leave a review.
Yeah.
We have all of our social links posted. We'll throw our sibling brands in there as well. Give them some love. And we will see you very soon.
Please write in.
Yes.
And watch on YouTube.
Watch everywhere.
Watch on YouTube. If you don't like listening, you like watching instead.
Yeah.
Well, you're also listening while you're watching.
Yeah, you do
but
have to listen to us.
check us out on YouTube.
Everywhere you can find.
Yep. Spotify, Apple Podcast.
We'll be here.
All the links will be in the bio.
All right. We'll see you soon. This is On the Bride Side. Da, 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 da. Outro. On the bright side.